Throughout history, clues have been left behind, carved into stone, hidden beneath the earth, or orbiting silently above. Some are dismissed as myths, others simply ignored. But what if they're all part of a greater story, one we've barely begun? To read, welcome to Uncharted Mysteries, where the forgotten speaks and the unknown awaits. Imagine a structure so magnificent that Herodotus, the father of history, claimed it surpassed even the Great Pyramids of Giza. This was the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, a tomb built for Mausolus, a Persian satrap, and his wife Artemisia. Standing over 140 feet tall, it was adorned with stunning sculptures and intricate reliefs, a true marvel of ancient engineering. Yet today, it's little more than a footnote in history. Most people don't even know it existed. How did such a grand monument fade from our collective memory? It's a reminder of how quickly greatness can be forgotten, swallowed by time in the sands of history. The Egyptian Labyrinth, a marvel of ancient engineering, once sprawled across the sands with over 3,000 chambers and endless corridors. Imagine a place where secrets of the past whisper through the walls, where each turn could lead to untold treasures or forgotten knowledge. But now it lies shrouded in mystery, lost to time and memory. What if it was real? What if we simply stopped looking? As we dig deeper into the sands of history, we might just uncover a monument that defies the ages, a testament to human ingenuity that refuses to be erased. Let's explore what lies beneath the surface, where the echoes of the past still linger. In 450 BCE, Herodotus journeyed through Egypt, a land of gods, pyramids, and sacred myths. But what left him speechless wasn't a tomb. It was something else, something far greater. In Histories, he writes, "I saw this building with my own eyes. It had 12 courts, all facing each other, enclosed by one massive wall. There were 3,000 rooms, 1,500 above ground, and 1,500 beneath. He wasn't allowed into the lower level, said to be the tombs of kings and sacred crocodiles. But just walking through the upper section," he proclaimed, "that structure left a deeper impression on me than the pyramids themselves." In the late 19th century, British archaeologist Flinders Petrie arrived at Hawara, near the pyramid of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. There, he discovered an enormous limestone foundation, nearly 300 meters long, matching Herodotus's descriptions. Beneath layers of soil, he found corridors, stone slabs, and traces of lost chambers. There was no roof, no columns, but the layout mirrored that of a labyrinth more than any known temple, Petrie confidently wrote. "I believe this is the very foundation of the ancient labyrinth Herodotus described. Asterisk secrets hidden beneath those stones, echoing the mysterious of a long-lost civilization." Why would anyone build a 3,000-room structure in ancient times? Surely not for aesthetics alone. Some scholars suggest it was a vast administrative center, perhaps Egypt's oldest archive. Others believe it served a ritual purpose, mapping the soul's journey into the afterlife, a sacred trial of transformation and rebirth. The lower level, Herodotus claimed, held the tombs of kings and Sobek, the crocodile god, both protector and punisher. And if Herodotus is to be believed, the ceiling was made of a single slab of stone, a feat so advanced, even modern engineering would struggle to replicate it. In 2008, the Mataha expedition, led by Belgian researcher Louis de Cordier, used ground-penetrating radar across the same Hawara site. The scans revealed complex underground geometric structures, hidden deep beneath the sand, matching ancient descriptions. And then, the team was stopped. Further excavation was denied. Official reports were downplayed. Was this ancient wonder silenced intentionally? Or is the labyrinth still there, silent, sleeping, waiting for someone bold enough to unearth its truth? Each room possibly held scrolls, tablets, or royal records, a primordial library, a spiritual initiation, where the body and soul passed trials within sacred architecture. Some believe the labyrinth hid architectural knowledge, star maps, or advanced tools. Was it dismantled by later dynasties, or buried on purpose to protect what it held? Whatever the truth may be, the labyrinth could hold answers not just about Egypt, but but about the true heights of ancient civilization. How many lost wonders still lie beneath our feet? How many truths have been erased because they were too powerful to accept? If we were to rediscover the labyrinth in its full glory, would we have to rewrite everything we know about ancient Egypt?
What?
Do you believe? Was the Egyptian labyrinth real, a sacred masterpiece now buried by time? Or was it just a myth whispered by history? Drop your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because next time, we go even deeper into the mysteries they tried to bury. The Black Knight satellite is a fascinating enigma that has captured imaginations since 1899. It's not a single object, but rather a collection of unrelated space phenomena, retroactively tied together by conspiracy theorists. From mysterious radio signals to odd photographs, these anomalies have sparked endless speculation. NASA and official records don't recognize it, yet the lore persists. Some believe it's an ancient alien satellite, while others see it as a symbol of our quest for understanding the cosmos. The truth remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us to wonder what's really out there. For decades, the Black Knight hasslantly orbited our planet, a mysterious enigma that defies explanation. Linked to Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking term in the 1890s, enshrouded in Cold War secrecy. Some speculate it's an alien artifact transmitting signals long before we even had radios. Others believe it's a ghost satellite from a lost civilization. Its true purpose, lost to time. With blurry photographs and countless theories swirling around, the Black Knight Challenger didn't think. We know about our skies. What secrets does it hold? And what truths lie hidden in its shadow? What if I told you the Black Knight satellite might not even exist? It's a tapestry woven from signals, sightings, and newspaper clippings, all sticky together by curious minds. Nikola Tesla first heard strange echo-synth silence of space, and for decades, engineers were haunted by mysterious radio signals. Cold War documents hinted at unidentified objects, and a single photograph from 1998 transformed this legend into a cultural icon by unraveling these threads. We find that the truth is often more elusive than the myths we create. Sometimes, the questions we ask reveal more than the answers we seek. In the winter of 1899, I sat alone in my Colorado Springs laboratory, immersed in the world of high-frequency radio waves. Suddenly, detected a signal, intelligent pulses, a structured pattern that felt too deliberate to be mere noise. I was convinced. I had made contact, not with another human, but with something beyond our world, I wrote. I have a deep conviction that binds off intelligence far beyond us are attempting to communicate. Yet, no one could replicate my findings. Was it truly an alien message? Or was I simply misinterpreting natural phenomena? Some modern scientists suggest I may have stumbled upon the LF waves from lightning or the Earth's magnetic resonance. But the mystery remains, what did he really discover that winter night? In the 1920s and 30s, engineers across Europe reported bizarre phenomena known as long-delay echoes, RODSUs. Unlike typical radio signals that bounce back in milliseconds, these echoes returned after 15 seconds. As if they had traveled far. Beyond Earth, Norwegian physicist Carl Stormer and Dutch engineer Balthasar von der Poel studied. But no clear explanation emerged. Some speculated these signals reflected off an unknown object in orbit, perhaps a satellite. At the time, that seemed impossible. Yet the echoes persisted, sparking theories of deliberate communication and hidden patterns. While skeptics pointed to ionospheric reflection-sir equipment errors, believers saw it as a confirmation asterisk of Tesla's vision. By the dawn of the space race, the myth of a silent watcher in orbit had already taken root, long before we understood the true nature of satellites. In February 1960, the Cold War was heating up. The US and Soviet Union were in a fierce technological arms race. Suddenly, US Navy radar picked up an unidentified object. Polar orbit, a complete shock. Neither side had claimed to launch anything there, making it perfect for full Earth surveillance. The press jumped on it, dubbing it an mysterious dark satellite. Weighing around 15 tons and moving silently, it sparked wild theories. Was it the infamous Black Knight? Just weeks later, the government stepped in with a classified explanation, but the mystery only deepened. What was really up there? In 1960, a mysterious object was detected in orbit, sparking intrigue and speculation. Decades later, the U.S. government revealed it was just debris from her own reconnaissance satellite. Discoverer 8. This incident exposed a troubling truth. The military wasn't fully transparent about its satellites, and objects could drift through space unnoticed. The so-called Black Knight became a symbol asterisk of hidden truths, raising questions that lingered. Why did the media lichanto the term mystery satellite? What made this object so large and erratic? As the Cold War fueled countless cover-ups, the allure of the unknown only grew stronger, culminating in a famous 1998 photograph that turned this discarded equipment into a global legend. In December 1998, NASA's STS-88 mission captured a striking image of what many believe to be the infamous Black Knight satellite, a thermal blanket. Floating away from the International Space Station, took on an angular shape against Earth's curve, while NASA identified it as simple space debris. The internet transformed it into a legend. The object's unusual form sparked wild theories, with a purposeful creation from another world. Despite its mundane origins, the photograph captivated image, becoming a symbol of our believe in the extraordinary. This myth endures, not because of evidence, but because it reflects our deep-seated yearning for connection beyond our planet. The Black Knight satellite isn't just a piece of space debris, it's a phenomenon of our imagination. It has no serial number, no propulsion, and no confirmed trajectory. Yet it thrives in our stories and whispers. When Nikola Tesla claimed to hear signals from the cosmos, he ignited a spark of belief that we're not alone. The Cold War radar, misidentifications, and infamous 1998 photo only fueled our curiosity. We stitch these fragments together, craving a narrative that connects us to something greater. The Black Knight isn't a hoax. It's a mere reflecting our desire for mystery and meaning in a chaotic world. It reminds us that even in an age of data, the allure of the unknown still holds power. Long before Babylon, before Egypt, even before Samaria, there was Eridu, the first city of mankind. At its heart stood a temple dedicated to Enki, the god of water and wisdom. But this wasn't just any temple. It was a sanctuary for the ME's sacred blueprints of civilization itself. These divine codes governed everything: law, math, agriculture, and even the very construction of cities. Enki was not just a creator. He was an engineer, a cosmic scientist. His temple, Eabizu, served as a repository for these technologies, a place to access the secrets of existence. Archaeologists have uncovered 18 layers of its foundations, revealing a history rebuilt over 2,000 years. Eridu was not just a city, it was the cradle of civilization. Each layer of this ancient site reveals a story of preservation, not decay. It's a memory being safeguarded, yet there are no graves, no cooking vessels, no signs of daily life. This wasn't a city for the living. It might have been a sanctuary for custodians. Some speculate it was the world's first sacred server room, where knowledge flowed like water and power lay hidden underground. Beneath the temple lies the ABZ, the primeval sea, the source of creationer. Perhaps an ancient energy chamber. Why did Enki choose to dwell there? What secrets did the MEs hold? How could a civilization 6,000 years ago claim to possess the entire code of human advancement? They must have remembered something we've long forgotten. In 1946, Fuad Safar unearthed something astonishing at Eridu. This wasn't just a primitive Neolithic site. It revealed 18 layers of temples, each meticulously built over 2,000 years. Imagine that. No invasions, no destruction, just a continuous reverence for something sacred. The engineering was remarkable, with advanced mud brick structures, drainage systems, and foundations digged to withstand floods and earthquakes, all dating back nearly 6,000 years. But what's truly baffling? There were no human burials, no food storage, no domestic pottery, and no weapons. It raises questions. What were they preserving, and why? If this was a city, where were its people? If it was a temple, where were the priests? Some speculate this structure wasn't for worship but for protection. What lies beneath those 18 layers? Enki's temple sits above the Abzu, the mythical deep, waters connecting to the underworld. Could this be an underground chamber? A vault for ancient energy? Researchers link Eridu's design to pre-Incan water temples and Baalbek's underground channels massive. Functional systems dismissed as mere symbolism. But what if Eridu was the first data center? Prototype for cities powered not by fire, but by the Earth's hidden intelligence? And then there are the MEs. Could they be the oldest code libraries known to humankind? Among the legends of Enki, one detail stands out. He was the keeper of the MEs, divine objects that held the blueprint of all human knowledge. In Sumerian, me signifies essence and function. These weren't mere scrolls. They weren't tangible. Items exchanged between gods, stored in temples, to retrieved as needed. One tablet even lists over 10 MEs, each governing crucial aspects of civilization, truth, kingship, craftsmanship, and more. In a fascinating myth, the goddess Innovis Enki drinks with him, and when's drunk, he offers her several mes. She seizes the moment and escapes with them. When Enki sobers up, he regrets the transfer, but it's too late. This tale echoes a modern theme, a data transfer, a system breach, the unauthorized copying of vital knowledge. Was Enki really a god? Or was he a brilliant technologist? Think about the mes. Were they divine scrolls or advanced storage devices? Ancient astronaut theorists liken them to US-brives or quantum memory units, encrypted and unly accessible to the chosen few. The myth tells us that only gods could activate these MEs. While those who tried and failed faced chaos, it's like user access control today. Warrenly kings and priests had admin privileges. Imagine if these ancient objects contained information encoded in sound, light or vibration codes not written, but felt. Just as we store data in crystals or dawn a day, could a forgotten civilization have done the same? And what if some mes still lie buried beneath Urdu, waiting for a reader who no longer exists? Enki, a fascinating figure in Sumerian mythology, was revered as a god. But what if he was more? Some theorists suggest he was a technologist or a geneticist, perhaps even an extraterrestrial sent to guide humanity. Described as the son of Anu, he descended the heavens to Eridu, establishing his base above the Abzu, a mysterious realm believed Tobe, a watery underworld brimming with energy. This wasn't just a poetic notion. The Abzu was thought to connect to Earth's core or something beyond our planet. Zakaria, Sitchin and others argue that Enki was Onof the Anunnaki from Nibiru, who came to Earth seeking resources, built Eridu, and ultimately seeded humanity. What if our origins are tied to these ancient visitors? Enki, the rebel god, crafted humanity's a genetic masterpiece, granting Usfabadan knowledge through the mysterious Meswat. If these were alien data packets, remnants of a lost civilization, the temple at Eridu, with its 18-layer sand strange, magnetic anomalies, could have been a laboratory or a cosmic communication hub. Beneath its ruins lies a sealed chamber, untouched. Why? Is it superstition or a truth too powerful to unveil? Myths tell of Enki's exile and the scattering of themes. Leaving us to piece together a fragmented legacy, we have a temple without a god, a vault without a key, a code with no reader. If the Abzu exists, it waits beneath the sands, a testament to what we've forgotten. What happens when temples outlive their gods? And what secrets lie buried, waiting for humanity to remember? Eridu lies beneath the sands of Iraq, a forgotten city with ruins that whisper ancient secrets. The Temple of Enki stands as a testament to a civilization that may have rebooted rather than begun. The mes. Those mysterious artifacts, could hold the key to our past, encoded in sound and geometry. They might be blueprints of knowledge too advanced for us to comprehend. If the ancients were right, everything we know about human history could crumble. Writing wasn't born in Sumer, it was restored. Enki isn't just a god of wisdom, he's a remnant of something far greater, a warning off lost systems waiting to be rediscovered. What if we're only scratching the surface of our true heritage? Knowledge shapes our understanding of the world, while wisdom guides us through it. Take Enki, a Sumerian god of wisdom and water. His temple represents the flow of knowledge. It's a card space where myths blend with reality. Each story we share is rich with meaning, inviting us to explore the unanswered questions that ignite our curiosity. Why do these ancient tales still resonate? They challenge us to seek deeper truths and connect with our own lives, reminding us that quest for understanding is timeless. If you found this video meaningful and intriguing, please like to show your support, share to spread the mystery, subscribe to join us on more thrilling journeys ahead. There's one thing we've all been taught to believe without question: that humans and dinosaurs never coexisted, a fact repeated in textbooks, documentaries, and classrooms across generations. But in the summer of 1944, in the quiet town of Acámbaro in Guanajuato, Mexico, one man made a discovery that blurred the line between history and myth. His name was Valdemar Julesrod, a German merchant and amateur archaeologist. While riding near the base of El Toro Hill, he noticed a small shard of clay sticking out of the ground. He dismounted, brushed away the dust, and picked it up. That moment marked the beginning of one of the most controversial archaeological mysteries of the 20th century. First came one, his figurine, then two, then dozens, then hundreds. Within just a few months, Julesrod had collected over 10,000 handcrafted clay figurines. Eventually, the collection would exceed 30,000. But the true shock wasn't the number. It was what these figures depicted: human beings and dinosaurs, not in isolation, but together, interacting, living side by side. Some figurines showed humans riding on the backs of creatures that resembled stegosauruses or srode. Others showed them hunting or worshipping these prehistoric beasts. There were also strange hybrid beings, part reptile, part human, alongside animals that no known civilization ever recorded. Who made them? When were they made? And how could people living thousands of years ago know what dinosaurs looked like? Even more disturbing, how could they know so accurately? If these figurines are genuine, then everything we thought we knew about human history, evolution, and prehistory may be wrong. A world long buried, a story never told, and a mystery official history has never dared to acknowledge. In the next part, we'll take a closer look at the figurines themselves and ask the question: if this was a hoax, what had the power and precision to pull it off at such scale? When the Acámbaro figurines first caught the attention of scientists worldwide, reactions were mixed. Many dismissed them as a hoax, claiming they were too bizarre to be real. But in 1968, a few brave researchers decided to dig deeper. They sent samples to the University of Pennsylvania for thermoluminescence dating, a method that reveals when an object was last heated. The results were astonishing, dating back to around 2500 BCE, or 4,000 years old. This timeline places them alongside the pyramids of Egypt. Yet, unlike those monumental structures, these clay figures defy any known culture, or narrative, leaving us to wonder, what secrets do they truly hold? The rejection of Julesrod raises serious questions. Critics claim it lacked scientific rigor, no stratified layers, no carbon dating, no verified archaeologists on site. They suggest the 30,000 unique clay figurines were a recent hoax, crafted to please a wealthy collector. But think about it. Who could create such a vast array of distinct artifacts, each with unknown anatomical features, without any molds? Museums won't display the collection, and universities avoid the topic. What are they afraid of? The inconvenient truth? The silence surrounding these artifacts speaks volumes about our willingness to confront the unknown. Imagine discovering over 30,000 mysterious figurines beneath a hillside in Mexico, each one unique, depicting different animals, faces, gestures, no duplicates at all. You'd think scholars would rush to study them, but instead, they turned away. No university wanted to touch them. No museum would display them. Grants vanished into thin air. It's baffling. And here's the kicker. No tools, no kilns, no workshops have ever been found. If locals created these in the 1940s, where are the molds or even the failed attempts? Asterisk, these artifacts remain, challenging our understanding, history, and creativity, and leaving us with more questions than answers. Where did they create these thousands of figures, and how did they hide all traces? Third paradox, stylistic diversity. The figurines do not follow a single cultural pattern, some reflect Olmec or Mayan elements, but others look completely African-Asian motifs appear in designs, clothing, and faces. How did one rural region produce a gallery that spans the globe? And finally, the absence of motive. No one made a fortune from these figures. There was no market. No, from Guzra-Q. Silence. And skepticism. The few researchers who dared to speak publicly faced professional backlash. They were labeled fringe theorists. Worst conspiracist message was cleared. Do not touch the timeline, but truth does not vanish just because we ignore its hand. Mystery does not solve itself when left in the dark. The silence of academia is perhaps the loudest clue of Allen. The next part will explore the most controversial question of Aleph. These figurines are not hoaxes. Then what do they represent? Prehistoric memory? Lost civilizations? Or something not from this world? For decades, Acámbaro Figurines sparked intrigue and debate. These intricate artifacts are too detailed to dismiss, yet too bizarre for mainstream archaeology to embrace. Some believe they are remnants of a lost civilization, advanced culture without thrived long before recorded history. Imagine a society that not only coexisted with dinosaurs, but perhaps even interacted with them. What if these figurines are echoes of a forgotten epoch, telling stories of human ingenuity and survival against cataclysmic events? Implications are staggering, challenging everything we think we know about our past. What if we're not the first advanced civilization on Earth? Theories suggest we might be part of Aeschyl. Echoing the tales of Atlantis and Lemuria, consider ancestral memory. Could myths of dragons and serpent gods be remnants of real encounters? Deep within our collective unconscious, we might hold memories of creatures long extinct. And then there's the idea of extraterrestrial contact, the blend of human and reptilian forms, sentient art, hints at influences beyond our world. Were these beings time travelers or aliens, sharing knowledge or leaving us a message? It's a captivating thought that challenges every we know about our past. In this theory, Acámbaro becomes a whisper from the stars, lost to time if it's a hoax. Who crafted 30,000 figures with such skill and anatomical precision, and for what purpose? The deliberate chaos of mixed cultures? The deliberate chaos of mixed cultures send? Timelines raises even more questions. If these figures are genuine, our understanding of history is shattered. But if they're fake, the artistry behind their creation is a monumental achievement. Either way, the Acámbaro figurines demand our attention. What does it mean if they're real? And why does the world continue to ignore their existence? The figurines still exist, thousands of them, tucked away in quiet rooms and forgotten museums. Asterisk. They challenge everything we thought when knew about time and memory. Asterisk. If these artifacts are authentic, we're looking at a reality where humans coexisted with creatures believed extinct for 65 million years. Asterisk. Imagine the implications. Our entire timeline of civilization could be off by centuries, even millennia. Asterisk. What else have we lost or hidden? Understanding of human origins, migration, and evolution would need a complete overhaul. Asterisk. It's a staggering thought. What if the past is far more complex than we ever imagined? History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral filled with forgotten chapters and unanswered questions. Take the Acámbaro figurines. For instance, if they're forgeries from the 20th century, that's a different kind of miracle. who crafts 30,000 sculptures in anonymity without recognition or reward. This isn't a hoax driven by greed. It's a vision, a profound act of creation, in a world drowning in disposable culture and fake news. These figurines stand apart. They challenge our understanding, whispering from the dust you don't know everything. Perhaps their true purpose is to unsettle our certainty, reminding us that mystery is the essence of existence. The Vinča Script, dating back to 5,500 to 4,500 BCE, reveals a fascinating glimpse into the Neolithic world of southeastern Europe, found on ceramic figurines and pottery. These hundreds of engraved symbols raise an intriguing question. Are they a form of proto-writing, or merely decorative markings? Unlike graffiti, these symbols weren't inscribed before firing, indicating a deliberate intention behind their creation. Locations like Vincabello Bordeaux and Tratriascia case this ancient artistry, hinting at a complex society that valued communication. The mystery remains, were these symbols a precursor to writing, or just beautiful embellishments? The debate continues, inviting us to explore the depths of human expression in our early history. In the heart of southeastern Europe, a remarkable civilization thrived along the Danube long before Egypt's pyramids. They built homes, crafted exquisite pottery, and worked with copper thousands of years ahead of the Bronze Age. But what truly captivates us are the mysterious symbols etched into their ceramics. These lines, loops, and arrows, some repat across vast distances, raise a tantalizing question. Are they a form of writing, or mere decoration? Were they conveying words, rituals, or something we can't even fathom today? The Vinča Script remains an enigma, a glimpse into a lost world that still beckons us to understand its secrets. The Vinča symbols, discovered in the late 19th century, have puzzled scholars since their revelation in the 1960s, especially with the Tartarian tablets dating back to over 5300 BCE. These symbols could potentially end hieroglyphs, yet we lack a Rosetta Stone to unlock their meaning. Mainstream scholars label them as proto-writing, suggesting they conveyed identity or ritual significance rather than language as we know it. But imagine if even one symbol held real meaning. The Vinča people, often seen as mere farmers, might have been the first coders of meaning, crafting a silent narrative long before recorded history. Their enduring symbols challenge our understanding of civilization itself, whispering stories waiting to be uncovered. Long before Rome, before Athens, before even the great ziggurats of Mesopotamia, there was Vinča, around 5700 BCE, near the confluence of the Sava and Danube rivers. Sophisticated Neolithic society began to resonate with conquest, but with continuity. They farmed, they fished, they traded across hundreds of kilometers, and they built something unprecedented: settlements with structure. At sites like Vincabello Bordeaux, Slevik, and Turdak, archaeologists have uncovered densely planned communities, some with streets, drainage, and multi-room houses. Some estimates place the population in the astonishing number for a Neolithic society. This was not a scattering of huts. This was a proto-city. But what truly sets the Vinča apart is not just their scaletes, their craftsmanship. They produce ceramics with intricate decoration, geometric, symbolic, and often mysterious, figurines of women, abstract and stylized, dominate the visual culture. Some appear to wear ornaments or headdresses. Some carry the very symbols now called the Vinča Script, and then there's the metallurgy. The Vinča people were among the first on Earth to smelt copper. Artifacts show cold hammering, annealing, and even evidence of casting. This is centuries before metallurgy in Egypt, and 1,000 years before the Bronze Age. But despite all this progress, they left no monumental temples, no tombs of kings, no obvious hierarchy. There are no palaces, no military symbols, no central authority. You can see. Some scholars suggest this points to a matrilineal, egalitarian, ritual-centric societone, where power was spiritual rather than political. But something changed. Around 4500 BCE, Vinča settlements began to decline. Climate shifts, population pressures, or cultural changes. The reasons remain uncertain. By the time early Sumerian cities were rising, Vinca had faded back into the soil. But what they left behind, thousands of artifacts, hundreds of symbols, and an enigma carved into clastal challenges, our understanding of what civilization really means. Because while history tells us that writing began in the East, the Vinca show us that complexity, order, and meaning may have flourished far earlier and far closer to Europe than we thought. They are small, silent, yet everywhere Vinca, symbols etched into clay figurines and potsherds. Over 700 unique signs that rival ancient scripts, these symbols, some simple lines, others intricate grids and humanoid forms, appear consistently across vast distances. Their patterns suggest a hidden language, echoing early writing systems like Sumerian and Egyptian hieroglyphs. But without grammar or syntax, what do they truly mean? Some believe they represent a goddess-centered writing system, while others argue they lack the complexity of true writing. Yet, their deliberate placement on non-utilator and abax hints at a deeper significance. Are we gazing at Europe's first forgotten script, or merely projecting our interpretations onto a silence seated was never meant to be understood? In 1961, archaeologist Nicolae Vlasa unearthed a groundbreaking find in Tartria, Romania. Among grave goods of a mature woman, his team discovered 3 clay tablets inscribed with mysterious symbols lines, cross shapes, and grids. Carbon dated 5300 BCE. These tables predate Sumerian writing by over a millennium. This raises a provocative question. Could writing have originated in the Balkans? Critics argue the dating is questionable and these symbols lack grammar, yet their striking resemblance to Sumerian motifs can't be dismissed. Were these symbols a form of early writing, or merely coincidental? Or perhaps they held shamanic or inventory significance. The Tartria tablets challenge our understanding of literacy's origins, suggesting that the first author may not have been Sumerian, but a woman with a message lost to time. The Vinca symbols present a fascinating puzzle. Are they writing, or just intricate symbols? Scholars are divided. Some argue they're a rich, non-linguistic system, while others believe they could be the earliest script. The criteria for writing are strict: a structured system, grammar, and the ability to encode spoken language. The Vinca signs lack these features, showing only isolated clusters without clear directionality or phonetics. Yet, many ancient scripts started similarian are accepted as writing. This raises questions about bioskajur and centrism be at play. If these symbols were used ceremonially, they might represent a different kind of literacy, one that conveys meaning through ritual rather than syntax. What if we're missing a deeper understanding of communication in ancient cultures? The Vinca script speaks volumes, even in silence. It's a reminder of a time when symbols were more than just words. They embodied beliefs and meaning. These ancient people inscribed their thoughts into clay, not a record history, but to connect with it, their marks made with precision and care challenge our understanding of communication. They weren't just decorative. They were intentional in a world fixated on alphabets. The Vinca remind us that meaning existed long before language. Their silent messages invite us to reflect on our own need to express and leave a mark. In their quiet civilization, we find echoes of ourselves, striving to connect with something greater. If you found this video meaningful and intriguing, please like to show your support, share to spread the mystery, subscribe to join us on more thrilling journeys ahead.